It was the first time a writer like wrote me a sketch where I was like a leading person, and it was called Randy the Bellhop, and I was
Hold
like,
your applause.
you know what I'm saying? Relax.
Yo, do Randy, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, do that Randy, man. We don't want to hear that good type of stuff. So it's called Randy the Bellhop, and like I was a bellhop doing shenanigans or whatever, checking in people. Anyway, I flubbed a line like really, really hard. Like I stumbled over it. And I just let it be quiet. I was just like, I didn't try to fix it or anything. I didn't try to laugh through it or nothing. I didn't have the confidence to like continue. I just let the moment like hit the floor.
And just froze?
And it was very, very quiet. And I heard this one lady go, "Oh."
Oh, that's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, I didn't even react to that.
Yeah.
I was so green. I was just like, yeah, this is not going well. I finished the sketch or whatever, and they didn't write for me much after that.
No, I mean,
it's fine.
You feel like you're letting them down, you know, when the writer writes something for you. You're so honored that they wrote for you.
1,000%. I was so nervous, you know what I mean? And I was just shaky and blah, blah, blah. But now I really enjoy when things go off rail.
Yeah, it's just a little different.
It's kind of the best.
Yeah. If something just sits there and just tanks, you just kind of go like...
It pumps me up. Like, I want to get crazy and, like, start running through the audience or something. It's like, oh, y'all don't like that? Well, what do you like this?
Yeah! Can you clear something up here? Because Samuel L. Jackson recently said that you got him banned from SNL.
Yeah.
You know what he's talking about?
I don't have the authority to do that. I don't know why he thinks that. But no, this is a great story. And which camera am I on?
You can go to one.
Hey, Sam. It's all good, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome anytime, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Anyway, he
of
dropped the F-bomb on the show, but he says I was supposed to cut him off before that. But the cue card, it was just an F on the cue card. It wasn't like the whole word.
Oh, yeah, no other letters.
I was thinking he was just gonna go like a fake move and just stop at the you know what I mean?
Of course, what the
full train at it because, you know, I guess he's a method kind of guy.
Exactly, yeah. Method guy.
So when he did it, he did it twice. When he did it the first time, I was processing like, oh snap, like he did it and I didn't make it or whatever. I didn't cut him off in time.
You're live.
That just happened. I was like, okay, whatever. That was pretty cool. But you know, we kind of expect the F word out of Sam Jackson, so no harm done.
Yeah, every time he's on, we know that that's probably going to happen. Yeah.
Then he doubled down and said it again. I was like, yo, my man, we got to pay for those. You know what I'm saying? And it got a reaction.
A lot of money.
We were able to like get out of the moment. But yeah, he's been mad at me for that. So my bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he was gonna do it like that. But
no, he doesn't get mad.
Come on in whenever you want. It's Sam Jackson. Who doesn't want Sam Jackson on the show?
Yeah, you were on Saturday Night Live. You could do it all. You did a sketch called Domingo where you sang. Yes, everyone saw this sketch. It's the most viral thing. Everyone saw it. And it was so funny. You're singing an off-key version of Espresso. Mm-hmm. And I was watching. I think I loved it the most because you singing off-key is very rare.
Oh.
Is it hard to sing off-key?
You know, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, but can you normally... I mean, you're always singing on key.
Oh, that's very generous. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it was really fun. It was a bit that we found, like, in the moment. I pitched it to the writers, Sudi and Jimmy. I said, would it be funnier if it got progressively worse as it went on? So.
Gosh, it was so good. I was like, oh, my gosh, I wanted more. But then I saw a character that I think I will never forget.
Oh.
Antonio.
Oh, yes.
Now... Can we zoom in? Just zoom in. It's just... I don't know why, but this is my favorite thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
I just think you're so... it's so kind of cute, and but also the funniest thing, you were in character.
Thank you so much.
And now I heard that people are coming up to you at Wicked premieres wanting you to sign this photo.
Oh, yeah, with posters of Antonio. They've been coming to the premieres, which is insane. But I mean, like, I understand it. I appreciate it. He's still with me, you know? He is. I'm still unpacking the emotional weight of Antonio with my therapist.
With your therapist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it. You also did one with Taylor Swift that went uber viral.
Taylor Swift?
3 Sad Virgins.
3 Sad Virgins,
With Pete Davidson.
With Pete Davidson.
And how did you get, was Taylor always involved with that, or?
Well, we didn't think that she would do it. Like, Dan Bulla, who wrote it with us, was like, we should have Taylor Swift do it. And we were like, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But we pitched it to her, and we were like, it's called Three Sad Virgins. It's you and Pete making fun of us. And she was immediately like, yes. And she was like, I get that about you guys.
Pitching more jokes, making
were
fun of us,
meaner.
and we're like, okay, hey, hang on.
Like, slow down.
But now every time we're on the street, it's like, hey, sad virgin.
Yeah.
Which is like,
And you wave back.
it's not even true. We're not sad.
You're not sad. You did something on the show a couple weeks ago that got a lot of people's attention. You played the iceberg. The iceberg that sank the Titanic. Where did the idea come from?
This,
Walk me through it.
okay, it's such a crazy journey because the head writer of SNL, one of the head writers, Anna Dresden,
Oh, yeah.
an old friend of mine from college, she texted me in February, hey, maybe for the April 10th show, for the Titanic anniversary, you can play the iceberg who sank the Titanic. And I was like, yeah, cool, maybe, sure. And then kind of raised my eyebrow at her over text, but then April rolls around, and then I text her, hey, were you serious about that iceberg idea? And she was like, I completely forgot about it. Let's do it. Why not? And then the entire week we did it, we're losing our minds a little bit because we kept looking at each other and bursting out laughing. Like on Saturday at like 7 p.m., as you're supposed to turn in scripts, we were like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
This will never make it onto TV. Will people get it? Because there's just so much going on here.
The iceberg came out update to promote
His album.
Yes, he has a techno.
It's a hyperpop EDM new disco Fantasia.
Sorry.
So it's a lot of genres.
Yes, a lot of genres in there, and then just got upset.
Got upset because he doesn't want to be known for this thing that happened in his past, and he actually feels victimized by it. We had a line in there that was originally, yes, I remember that boat attack, which I think is the perfect. That's what happened when the Titanic sank.
Yeah.
The iceberg was attacked by a boat.
That's correct. The iceberg did not move,
No.
and yeah. It was the funniest thing. I loved it, and then it was trending on Twitter for like the next 3 days.
Oh my God.
And it was massive.
Everyone has a Lauren story about meeting Lauren for the first time.
Yeah.
Lauren Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live and
Yeah.
also producer of this show. But how did you meet Lauren, and do you remember it?
I remember going in and interviewing, and I was interviewing to be a writer. So I was 22 years old. I went in to be a writer, and first I met with the head writers of the show. So it was Tina at the time and Andrew Steele were the head writers.
Oh, yeah.
And I went in, and I was really scared about that meeting and I was right in retrospect. Like that was the big meeting because they were the ones that were really digging in and read my submission. So that was scary. And the people going into that meeting just told me, you don't say anything insane. Which normally I don't go around saying insane things.
Yeah, so now it's got you thinking.
Not a
you go,
worry.
Wait.
But then when someone tells you it, you're like, oh my God, well, I better not say something insane.
Yeah, do I say insane things?
Just
Yeah.
yell out razzmatazz in the middle of an interview or go Canucks, whatever. I don't know what people yell.
Razzmatazz.
And so I got through that meeting, and then they were like, oh, and we're also going to have you interview with Lauren.
As you're there.
As I'm leaving, I had no idea. And sometimes it's better not to know because you can't overthink it. So they're like, we're also going to have you go in and meet with Lauren. And I was like, great. And then, so I go in and meet with Lauren, and he sits down, and he starts asking me all these different questions about me and my life. You know, like, where are you from? Like, you know, what else have you been doing with your life? And I've been like, nothing much. And he asked me, and then he was like, what's your favorite cast that you watched when you watched the show, SNL? And I was like, oh, I loved, you know, Farley and Sandler and Rock and Spade. And he was like, and Dana? And I was like, yeah, I love Dana too. Of course, I love Dana Carvey. He's the best, you know. And he's like, okay, good.
Yeah.
And then all these questions, and then he goes, now, do you have any questions for me? Which is a classic interview thing you should be prepared for. But I was not.
You were not, yeah.
And he goes, do you have any questions for me? And I was like, yeah. Where are you from?
That's not bad. I mean, you flipped the script. Yeah, you flipped the tables. Asked him his own question.
It's really
Genius.
bad. It's really bad.
It's awful, yeah.
And then he was like, well, you know, I'm from Canada, and I came here to, you know, start the show. And I was like, damn it, I knew that.
Yeah, you totally,
Very
of course,
famous
knew that.
facts anyone would know. And then he was like, see you, and then maybe you had the same thing with him, but he was like, anyway, see you around. And then you don't know what that means. Like, see you around, like, maybe you're hired, or see you around, like, maybe come back in 10 years when you know better than to say where are you from?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
look at you now. Now you're crushing on Weekend Update. I mean, you and Michael, fantastic.
I love doing
Great
I love doing
job.
It. Very lucky. I love doing it with Che.
You're
Love
really
that guy.
good at it. You're really great at
you.
it. This one bit you do where you make Colin read jokes that you wrote, and he makes you read. I mean, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
We'd call it joke swap.
A joke swap, but I mean, like this. How did that start?
It was actually his idea, which is kind of funny because I thought he was trying to prank me. See, I'm paranoid. I think everything's a prank. I think right now, I think this is all a prank. But he was like, hey, but why don't we do something where like you write jokes for me, I write jokes for you, and we don't know till we get on air. And I'm like, oh, you're trying to set me up?
Oh yeah.
So I started thinking of like some really racist things for him to say, because I'm like, you're not gonna get me, you're gonna catch some fire coming in the door. You know?
Yeah, of course.
And then we got on there, and a lot of his jokes are kind of tame.
And just nice, and all yours are.
And all of mine was just like about Rosa Parks. I was like, oh, well, okay, that's one way to do it. But,
I mean, dude, his face, you could just see him sweating. It was like
bright red, and black people love it. It's awesome.
I'm excited that you're hosting Saturday Night Live this weekend with musical guest Brandon.
That's right.
It's a big deal.
Very big
This
deal.
is a big
And
deal.
She's a genius, you know.
Yeah.
She's
And the
fantastic.
truth, we are very busy, but we always have time to come down here and do 5 to 7 minutes with you and possibly ruin our careers and destroy everything that we've built.
Well,
It's always a risk. But
Yeah.
it is exciting. I mean, I don't, you know, Steve and I think of ourselves as the Lennon and McCartney of comedy.
Oh.
No one else does, but we do.
Oh, that's good. Well, there, yeah. Steve, are you going to play the banjo on Saturday?
No, I'm not.
You're not playing.
No.
Oh. Why not?
I'll tell you why, because the cast voted.
That's yeah.
Now, listen, when he pulls out his banjo, people in China beg for lockdowns.
That's interesting.
Why, the guy...
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're here. I thought everyone had wandered off, but
I'm here too.
I forgot.
You can't just put me down and then ignore me.
That's true.
I want to say I saw a very funny promo that you guys did for hosting Saturday Night Live this week. And it was so funny. I want to show everyone here. Do you mind? Let's take a look.
That's
at the
what
promo.
it's for.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Here's Steve Martin and Martin Short. Here's the promo for Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Water. I need water.
Hey, hi. It is such an honor. I'm so excited to meet you two.
Likewise, big fan.
I grew up watching your movies, The Three Amigos. And...
Could you get me a green tea with extra ice?
Oh, I'm actually one of the cast members.
Oh, yeah. With a holiday cup.
Holiday cup? Got it.
Can't breathe. Hi, I'm Martin Short, and Steve and I are so excited to be hosting Saturday Night Live this week with the great Brandi Carlile.
Steve, got your green tea?
Thanks.
Come on. That's how you do it. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
That is so good. I loved it so much.
Thank you.
I cannot wait for this weekend. Are you guys in the holiday spirit?
I am.
I looked in the monitor, and this is like Margaret Hamilton wore these in The Wizard of Oz. Look at that. It's this thing.
And
Yeah, I remember that.
and
I'm always in awe to watch you because you're one of the best out there, man. You're the best to ever
That's
do
a
it.
fact.
I love every scene, every sketch I ever did with you. I always love doing it with you, man.
Forget about it, but this is coming from the guy. I was just telling Marcelo, like, you are one of the GOATs. Like, the way you commit to characters and, like, even the little things. Like, we were looking at the Kenny Rogers, you and Miley Cyrus picture backstage. It's unbelievable. You engulf character. You have such a good time with it. And your dedication to the fans nightly, bro, like, you're a GOAT.
Oh, I love you, bro. No. SNL made us. SNL made us. Obviously, you had a great year with Domingo.
Oh,
Can we
yeah.
talk about this? Dude, so you did the sketch with Ariana Grande, you did Domingo, and then Sabrina Carpenter, the Sabrina Carpenter, has you arrested at her concert and brought on stage. Come on. How fun is this? Look at this.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The goatee.
Yeah,
What is it that like having a character outside of SNL just get totally recognized like crazy?
It was insane. I like had never imagined that it could be something that crazy. Like I didn't write the sketch. It was Kira O'Sullivan and Jimmy Fowley and Sudie Green, and I was able to actually take a couple of them to the concert, and they got to see it live, and it was crazy. And also Ali Levitan was writing on that. And then I put that picture up with Sabrina, and then a couple of my aunts were like, "And why have we not met her?"
Yeah, no. Look, I'm not really, and I'm not really Domingo.
Yeah, no, that's not.
It's a character.
Yeah, that's a wig,
Yeah.
auntie.
Keenan, do people just yell that? I mean, I've been out with you where a couple people just say, "What's up with that?" Or they.
I feel like I get killed the most, though. Yeah.
They call you Kel? They call you Kel from Keenan and Kel.
Like literally 2 days ago, an adult woman with full confidence said, "Oh, it's good to see you, Kel." And
you're like, "Kel from Keenan and Kel."
Yeah. I knew what
I'm
she
the
was
Keenan
trying
part.
to say.
Of course.
So like I corrected her, but
it's good.
I felt her.
People love you,
it's
man.
all love, bro. Yeah.
Think you get a good burger if I go to the Yankee game with you every now and then?
100%.
Yeah, good burger!
100%.
You got a bunch of.
We should build a good burger, right?
We should build a good burger in Times Square.
You want to do one?
Let's do one. I would do one in 2 seconds, man. Me and Kel, you kidding me? Come on. Come on, man.